Well, just got back from NZ a couple of days ago. Thought it'd be good to get back into the Sambar. Got a good run of weather coming through the next 4 or 5 days. There's clear skies and mid-20s, and the local ADA branch has got a branch hunt down in the Wanangata over, because it's Anzac week, so Anzac falls on the Wednesday, so we're all heading down there. So I'm going to go for a little pre-scout, walk into one of my favourite spots and see if there's any sambar hanging out. It's an odd year. I've already seen quite a few guys shoot some good hard antler animals early this year, so we'll get in. I've done about 6Ks, I've got about 3 to go. But the day's getting low. I've only got about another 2 hours of light. Want to get to my spot, have a little glass, and then looks like I might be sitting up in the dark. But that's alright. A couple of days up here. See what happens if a deer run up high. I'll come out of here and drop down to one of these systems and try and pick up what altitude they're at. Pretty magical spot up here today. You can see all the way out, nearly to the ocean that way, and it might be hard to see with the shallow depth of field on that camera, but there's a lot of eucalypt haze as well, but it's just rolling mountains as far as the eye can see. Nearly there, 2 k's to go. Well, still hiking. I've just spotted 2 deer down here behind me on these grassy patches. Rangefinders not registering, so it's over 1K. GPS reckons it's about 1.5. I'm running out of light. I've only got about maybe an hour and I haven't set camp, so I've got a hammock with me, so I think I can get down on this face here, on that face, and swing on the cliffs for tonight and have a crack in the morning. One of them's real dark and a big animal. Can't see the headgear, it's too far, but I'm hoping it's a stag. A roll of dice. Still not much light here, so it's really hard to get some film for you, but there's a hind there with the young spike just below her. It's hard to see, but he's a young stag. He's got 2 points. He's there somewhere. I think he's behind that little leaf. Oh, there he is. You can see there he's got just starting to get a beam and a little bit of a brow by the look of it. But the bigger stag is a fair bit higher than these two, but still is in the dark. He's way too in the dark to get film right now. I need a bit more light. Well, hammock's all set up for the night. Awesome sunset, just missed it. I have to get the bed set up. This is me. It's pretty exposed up here, it's a bit windy. Just starting to die off now. Hopefully it doesn't come up through the night. Nothing on the horizon anyway. A bit of cloud over this way. And, yeah, pretty special spot. Time for some dinner. Oh, it was a pretty big day coming in. But I'm pretty much on top of those 2 animals now, straight down there. So wind's coming my way. Hopefully it stays that way and they don't walk too far during the night. Found a cast antler just there too. Bonus. So hopefully in the morning it's not a velvet stag or a young one. It's pretty big in the body, real dark. Just couldn't see the headgear from that far away. That eucalypt haze that was all over the places as I came in. So big mature hind down there. I could see her clearly, but she was a fair bit closer to me. But yeah, fingers crossed he's still there in the morning. Well, it's the morning now. It was a pretty awesome night. It was so still and so quiet up here. I've just seen a deer right about here, and he's walked in behind that crevice there, and I just got a glimpse of it, and he's gone in behind there, so don't know This guy, it's hard to get around there too, but yeah, it was a pretty good night to start with. It's nice and quiet, and then the local wild native dingo things all started firing up. They howling me out of my bed all night, so it was a pretty long night. After about 1 AM they just didn't stop, and they weren't too far. I think they were just up here on this ridge. Probably wanted to come down where I was and didn't want to come past me maybe, but hopefully these deer, I'm straight above them now, the ones I saw yesterday. Hopefully they haven't moved too far in the night. The only source of water is way down there, so I've got to watch my water. But they'll be going that way too eventually. It's going to be a pretty hot day, so I might, I don't want to lose too much elevation, but I might try and get down there in the hope that they come underneath me. If I can find somewhere I can see, and hopefully they walk underneath me on their way to water, I might be able to see them. That's the problem, being on the same side as them. It's just going to be really hard to see them unless you're directly above them, and then you've got all these bluffy edges, and the deer have a tendency of coming up against those edges. They sit right under them until you're pretty much on top of them, you wouldn't know it. I'd like to be on an opposing face, but now that I can see where I wanted to be, which is where that deer is, I don't know how he got over there, but there's some like 50-foot cliffs in between me and him. It doesn't look like there's a pass through there. So I might try the lower pass, go down lower, come in from underneath maybe. I'm just seeing quite a big stag over here. He's pretty far away. The camera can't get it because of the light at the moment, but I'm almost certain that he's in velvet. He's big, he's heavy. He's from here. Can't see any silver tips, so I'm pretty sure he's not grown out, so I'm gonna leave him and keep going down to where I think this other one was from yesterday. Sitting in a pretty good spot here. You can see that's a used bed under that bluff there. And if this was a really cold day and that sun was poking through there, that would be a prime spot. Just really hot today, so definitely mark that one for a look on a frosty cold morning, I reckon. But I'm sitting on a pretty good game trail, and this isn't far. I was up on that point up there somewhere, and these deer were on this face that you're looking at now, just around the other side of it. So I don't know if they're still there, or if they're going to come around this way. Just to give you an idea, I've come from up on that ridge, and I've gone across, and then come down here. So it's a bloody long way around, and to get to that ridge there was 9k, so I'm probably in about 12 now, and yeah, burnt through the water a lot quicker than drop down. I can only imagine how bad this is going to be getting out of here. I've had to come down for water. It's probably, I think, 1.4 from K, 1.4 Ks from camp, but it's 650 meters elevation, so we've basically been back climbing the whole way, about 40 degrees thereabouts, and I'm boiled just coming down, so I'm gonna have to hydrate as much as I can. I might wait till that sun gets off that face before I attempt to go out of here. So by the time I get back up, I'll have no water again. No deer down here, seem to be all back up there. It's getting close to the middle of the day now. Not much point glassing on that face at the moment. It's quite warm, so I don't think they'll be there. I'm pretty sure they'll be up and tucked into the shade on the same side I'm in. But I'll use the middle of the day while it's hot, get back up into a good vantage point. Try and find a good spot for this afternoon when that sun goes across. The deer on this side seem to move pretty early, as soon as it's in the shade, so ideally I want to be over there looking back at it, but There's when I look down, I can't see it from here, but there's a big ravine in between. It's all just big bluffs, so my plan was to cross over there and work my way up that system, but if I go that way I can't get back to camp later tonight without dropping all the way down again. So it's a tricky one. They're in a good little spot there where they're hard to get to. That's probably why there's a deer in there. Lots of good bluffs down there. Gotta watch where you're walking. Just about to step over this bugger. Got the gate. I spent the best part of 3.5 hours here. It's a red hot spot. Exactly where I was seeing them from that spur yesterday. There's hoof prints and droppings all over it. Long grassy strip goes down. Don't know if it's just the wrong time today or maybe they scented me. Pretty swirly wind. Thought I had the thermal in my favour at the start, but it's all turned swirly again, so maybe they just winded me and I didn't know it, but this is definitely the spot. Got to the right spot. I keep punching up. Got to move now if I want to make it back to camp before dark. I want to stay a bit longer till dusk, maybe they'll show, but if I don't get out of here now, it's going to be tricky to navigate. Nearly at the top. Well, this is a false summit, but still the main ridgeline that I need to be on. The day today on the deer front, this morning started good. I saw 6 or 7 on that face. I do not know where they went. By the time I closed the gap, they were out of that sun and I must have snuck down the other side. I didn't see them the whole way up. None of them came out for that arvo sun. Non-typical, but that's hunting Sambar, eh? It's always tomorrow. Made it back to base camp. That was an absolute mission. I brought in 4 litres. Thought would have done me heaps, but so dry, I just chewed it. It was so hot too, I was sweating heaps. So I definitely need to allow a bit more next time. But it was cool to go for an explore down there. I've never been right down in that stream before at that part, so don't think I'm going to go back either. I'm stuffed. I'm going to sleep well tonight. Hopefully those bloody dingo things don't annoy me again. If we keep the rifle close to the bed tonight, they might come down for a nibble. Pretty beautiful spot up here. It's actually a dry wallow. Just down that flat. It's a perfect little rock to sit on, but don't know what time of year that's going to fire up. Needs a lot of water up here for that to get moisture in it again. Just missed him again. Saw that big velvet stag from over at my fly camp this morning. The same thing, he came out of this little nook here. He just walked over and then he stopped at that bluff where there's a little overhang. I thought, you beauty, he's going to sit down there. Charged over across the valley. I'm within, it's probably only 100 metres across there now, and I think he's still sitting under it, but he's not moving. The sun's right in my face. It's really hard to get the glass over there, so he's taking fire. If he gets too hot, he might walk back around into the shady side, I'm hoping. It's I'm going to pull out of here today, drop over the other side. So saw another good stag down here, also in velvet, a couple of hinds as well, so plenty of animals up really high, surprisingly really high considering how dry it is. A lot of food here, I suppose, but the water's so far away, so surprising. Just another look at that face this morning. Those deer I was filming were on this green patch here. So I spent a good 3 hours kind of looking at that this afternoon, and even now I don't know where they've gone. This morning that velvet stag that went into this corner here, that heavy body guy, he ended up coming out and I got another glimpse of him, and he still needs a few more weeks, I reckon. He looks like he's in heavy velvet. He's an absolute stonker. How good is this for a spot? A little cave here. You can see the deer being kneeling, sitting right here. There's all hair in it too. So a really cold, shitty day. Get the morning sun out of the rain. I reckon this is a good spot. We may even be able to sneak up on one. Taking me a few hours to come across from where we were this morning. I've still got to go to the summit up there. Once I hit the summit, I've got to go down the other side. There's just too many rocks down there to pass. It's all just massive bluffs, but as dodgy as this way is, this is the safest way. But bit by bit, just keep gaining the meters. That's where I was this morning. That deer was down there under those rocky bluffs, and all the way down there was more water yesterday. So nearly there. I think I've got the tallest hill around here. I've dropped down the other side, come along this little track, had a cool encounter with that little velvet stag. He's not too phased by me, just walked off the other side, so lots of velvet around. I keep seeing a lot of deer rubbed out early this year, but all the ones I've seen this past couple of days have been velvet, and that little guy, he was in hard antler. But I'll go and rendezvous with the boys, set up camp and socialise a bit, and head out early in the morning and try a few of my favourite little spots and see what we can come up with. Just out here with Ben, joined up with the ADA boys. I haven't seen any deer yet, but it's a beautiful morning for it on the flat. Last night was great, there was a lot of deer in here. Just don't know where they are this morning. Bit cold, and might have headed up for some sun maybe. Well, had a ball down here in the gutter. It was great to catch up with the boys and share a few stories by the campfire. So until next time, thanks for watching. Stay safe.